I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I wonder if I am stingy with money or am I just a very resourceful hand? Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lesedi Dawn. If you are new here, hello. If you're an oldie but a goldie, welcome back. Today I'll be sharing with you 10 things that I've stopped buying since 2020, or 10 things that I've stopped spending my money on. So one thing that the pandemic taught me very fast when the salons were closed was how to do my own hair. And now that I know how to do that, it just feels very weird to get my hair done when it's something I know very well how to do. So I've stopped, not 100%, but probably 80% of the time I do my hair at home. What I mean by that is like from relaxing to treatments to washing to conditioning, rather putting the money towards getting better products and being able to take better care of my hair at home. And the result of that has been my hair has grown quite a lot compared to when I was going to the salon. Because you know, sometimes I just be like, shh, shh, like you can just feel your hair bending. And I was never a fan of that approach. I feel like hair should be treated with tender love, you know? And I feel like I do a great job at that for the most part. So 80% of the time I'll do my hair at home. The only time where I'll get my hair professionally done is if I'm going to a party, an event, if I'm somebody's bridesmaid, if I'm going to a wedding, or if I'm traveling. So only times I get my hair professionally done is under those circumstances. Maybe if it's my birthday and I want to feel extra special, sure thing, I will get my hair professionally done. But every week, natural maintenance of the hair, I feel like that's just a skill that a resourceful hand would have. Number 2, I've stopped spending money on nails. Can you imagine? I mean, my nails are done. This is gel on my natural nails, color lavender. But I did it myself. Another skill that I learned, not because of the pandemic, but because of travel. Or I was gonna have to pick up the skill. So I watched a lot of YouTube videos on how to do gel nails at home. Went on to take a lot. I bought myself a little kit that comes with the LED light and came with a few colors and comes with all the top coats, bottom coats. So, you know, I could easily do this at home. But yeah, the first time I tried that out was in Chicago. Luckily, it worked out. Since returning back from America, going to the salon to do my mani, my pedi, yes, the pampering is nice. So again, I take an 80-20 approach to all of these things that I'm going to be mentioning, because I think there are times where it is okay to get things done professionally, and there are just times where it's just September or it's just July, or you pick up the skill and you actually can do your own gel so you can maintain your own nails in the comfort of your home. Because one of the reasons that led to me no longer spending money on these particular categories was I run 2 businesses, y'all. My days are packed, okay? There are times where I literally only leave the office at like 6 or 7 p.m. And by that time, Sorbet would be closed, or any other nail salon would be closed, or any hair salon naturally would be closed. And if I needed to change up my nails because they're chipped and I have a very important meeting the next morning, how would that work? Or does it mean the day before I have to disrupt over yet another busy day just to get my nails done? I feel like those are challenges that men don't deal with. So as a resourceful hand, I've had to figure out, how do I pick up those skills to enhance my life without overcomplicating my life? So doing my own hair, doing my own nails are 2 skills that have come in handy to date. A third thing that I no longer spend money on, dare I say it, is shopping, okay? And what I mean by that is, again, 80-20 approach. I try and make the most of the items that I have. I shop more intentionally. I look to build a more classy, timeless wardrobe compared to chasing trends. I only shop when I travel. And now that I think about it, it doesn't sound like 80/20 because I do travel a bit. But that is my only time as an excuse where I can say, I need to go shopping because I'm going to a conference in Ghana. It does not mean I don't have clothes in my wardrobe, but there's a specific aesthetic that I'm going for, a specific color palette that I'm going for. I know there's probably items that look like that in my wardrobe, but I'm more interested in the newer one. That's the one time I allow myself to shop a little bit and I don't feel bad about it. The fourth thing that I stopped spending money on is on takeouts. Now, I do still spend money on takeouts. Again, 80/20. I cook most of the time during the week. I probably will only get takeouts like once a week, let's say on a Friday night or on a Saturday night. The rest of the time, I am definitely eating nice homemade meals that I would have made myself, or that I would have gotten at the supermarket when they've cooked. It's just easy, convenient, but that's not takeouts. That doesn't count as takeouts. When I'm talking about takeouts, I'm talking about like McDonald's, KFC, Steers. Yeah, the list goes on. Chipotle. Can't wait for that to come to Africa, like South Africa. The day Chipotle lands here. Oof. Mexican food is very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, I digress. So yeah, fourth thing is I've stopped spending money on takeout, or not as much money as I used to on takeout. Also because it's just not healthy for you. Like, you need to eat well. And many of these places put a lot of things in their food that they won't tell you. Whereas if you're making your own food at home, you are very much aware of what you're putting inside food. So that is the approach, right? Yeah, so fourth thing, less takeouts. Number 5, I have stopped spending too much money on outside entertainment. I said it. What I mean by that is I will still go out, but probably not as much as I used to. Purely because, guys, at the end of the day, we've got goals. Are you really going to be blowing up the amount of a car installment at a club this Saturday? Or are you going to find other ways to fine-tune those funds? Maybe start a retirement account. I know it sounds boring. Maybe start a travel fund, just make it fun. Or maybe save towards like a weekend away. Or again, it boils down to what we value as people. I'm not saying going out is bad. I like going out. But I check myself as to how often I do that. Just so that it is not at the cost of some of my goals, or it stops me from achieving certain goals. So I'll still do it, I'll still celebrate, I'll still go out, but not as much as I probably used to. And maybe that's just part of growing up. I don't know, value systems slowly start to change. I feel like we have so many subscriptions, we have so much access to entertainment at home. Yes, go out, have fun, but also make sure that you're maximizing on some of those subscriptions. Make sure that you are maximizing on your Amazon account, you're maximizing on Netflix, you're maximizing on your DSTV or your Showmax account. Make sure that you're maximizing, okay? If you've got Disney, make sure that you are maximizing on Hulu, etc. On those things that you're already paying for. Make sure that you're maximizing. I'm not saying you've watched all the movies, but, you know, appreciate and maximize on what you've already subscribed to. Number 6, I've stopped spending money on plants. I used to be bad. I used to buy a lot of plants. I don't live far from a nursery in my area. Buying new plants is a fun thing to do. But at some point I realized that, man, I'm not trying to grow a jungle. Number 7, I have stopped spending money on brands for some of the everyday things like cleaning products. I just feel like whether it is Handy Andy or the other one is the same, but I know naturally you just want to buy the Handy Andy because that's what you're used to, but you might find that the other one is like 3 rands less. So why not save yourself 3 rands? Because if you do the math, it's probably comes to like 3,000 that you're saving yourself just from making those small adjustments to your budget. So yeah, branded cleaning products, like what the hell? Coffee is different because you drink coffee, so if you're used to a particular taste when it comes to your coffee, when it comes to cleaning stuff, I'm like, your point is just to clean, mate. Unless if you're telling me that the one soap cleans better than the other soap, I need to see it, and not in a marketing way, because I am in the marketing space. I know how to sell that, but I also know that there are certain things that clean the same. So when it comes to cleaning products, like, let's just save ourselves 3,000 right there. Save yourself 3,000, invest that 3,000. It could turn out to be 3 million. So just be smart with those small financial decisions. Yeah, no-name brands when it comes to cleaning stuff are a-okay. Like even salt. Are you gonna tell me you know that salt brand is that one when you taste your salt? Like, come on, y'all. Every time I go grocery shopping, I challenge myself to do away with particular brands in a particular category. This past month, it was cleaning products. Next month, it could be my salt and my sugar and maybe my tea bags. I don't know. I want to see if I can taste the difference. I won't go as far with rice as of yet because I have no idea how Specco tastes or the other brands in terms of rice. I know there's short grain, there's long grain, but yeah, small, making those changes in my particular household to make sure that we're not spending an extra 5 rand that essentially becomes 5,000, that becomes 5 million for no reason. Number 8, I have stopped spending money on brand new books. Now, this is not to say that I never buy brand new books. Again, 80-20 rule would apply. But if there's a particular book that I'm interested in, there is a secondhand bookstore that I adore that allows me to save my coins. So if there's a book that I am looking to read prior to me buying it online, I would rather make the purchase at this particular secondhand store, or I'll go check there first. If they don't have the book, then I'll buy it online. For example, a book that I have been reading is called The 4-Hour Work Week. It's been taking me a bit of time to read this book purely because it is a bit thick. I am halfway through it. Like, is that halfway? Yeah, I'd say I'm halfway through it. It requires a lot of application, but what I also appreciate, this book online is like 400 rands, but if you buy it from a secondhand store, I bought it for 150. So at a fraction of what it would cost me to buy it brand new, I bought it at the fraction of that. So I got to save myself. Essentially, if I was to put an extra 50 to that 400, it's the value of buying 3 books secondhand compared to buying 1 book brand new. Number 8, I have stopped buying less of expensive beverages, adult beverages. When I say expensive, I mean like a grand champagne, like spending close to 1,000 rand, spending like 750 on champagne, unless if it's a specific event like my birthday or like an anniversary, or I don't know. For me, it just doesn't sit right spending that much on a bottle that's gonna give me 4 glasses. I'm not saying, I appreciate the quality of a particular brand like French champagne, because that's where champagne is from, but also there are MCCs that taste as good. Like, so for me, I would rather sometimes opt for like a Crown or a Simonsech that is at a fraction of what a Verve would be or a Moet would be. Not because I don't appreciate the other brands, but if it's just a normal Saturday and I feel like bubbles, for me, 150, great stuff. Let's part with that, compared to me parting with like 600, 650, 700, 750. Sounds like bidding, because the number keeps going higher and it does not make financial sense at times. Like I said, unless if it's for a special occasion, but you can still celebrate special occasions without it being over and above. And I've got this quote that I love so much. It says that the more you celebrate in life, the more life opportunities you'll be given to celebrate. So the more you celebrate, the more reasons you'll have to celebrate. So I would rather take my 750 and buy me 4 bottles of a Crown, and know that I could pop a bottle every weekend if that's what I felt like. Celebrating small milestones, that way I'll keep having more milestones to celebrate. That is my approach when it comes to that. This does not mean that I will opt for cheap wine, because cheap wine also has its negative side effects, like you just wake up feeling sick the next day. So I still appreciate good wine. I will still appreciate, good wine. But when it comes to sparkling things like bubbles, there is bubbles that make sense for a normal Saturday, and the bubbles that make sense for like your birthday. That's it. So know the range and also be reasonable with yourself. Number 10 is travel. I love to travel. Anyone that knows me knows that I love to travel. This does not mean that I no longer spend money on travel, but rather, being the resourceful hand that I am, I try to tie in most of my travels with business. So what I mean by that is that if I am already going somewhere for a particular conference, I would rather extend my stay by a day, given that I would have already been there, and use that day for leisure, compared to booking an entire trip from scratch. And therefore, being resourceful is important. Love traveling, will always love traveling, but how I travel seems to be changing as of lately, which is quite interesting. It is something I still spend money on, but not as much money as I used to, because now it's often tied to, I am already here for this particular conference that is fully paid for. Therefore, while I'm there, I am going to explore A, B, and C. I wouldn't have had to pay for flights to be there if those were going to be covered by whatever organization would have brought me to that particular country. But still, I then get to explore. So that is number 10 on my list of things that I've stopped spending money on. Delta is very interesting. Honestly, we're either getting stingy or we're getting resourceful. But I've got a positive outlook on life, so I think we're being very resourceful. Very much so. Right? Do you agree? Let me know out of these 10 things which one you also do as a form of like, just you're just not budging, just not making sense to you. Or maybe it's even like one you never heard of, like, oh, the people that spend a lot of money on plants. Okay, that's interesting. So that's it for me today. Let me know if you have something else that you are doing as a form of helping yourself stay, in line, in check. I know there's budgets and there's other things, and we'll talk about that in a separate video. But from a frugality standpoint, from a I don't spend money on this point, I want to know how crazy it can get. Let me know in the comment section, what are you not spending money on and it doesn't make sense to other people? That's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, make sure that you do. We've got some crazier topics that we are going to be exploring in the weeks to come, and I wouldn't want you to miss out on any of that fun and exciting, humorous content. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will chat to you in the next one. Bye.